Okay, remember in chapter 1 we learned simultaneous, how to solve simultaneous equations, and there are a number of ways to solve simultaneous equations. You can either use the algebra way, either elimination or substitution method, or you can use the graphical method, right? Okay, so right now I'm going to focus on the graphical method because you need to understand this in order to do question 6 of chapter 5 homework assignment, okay? Now, let's say I ask you to solve these two simultaneous equations using graphical method. So this is one equation, this is another equation. Now, as you can see, these two equations are in the form y equals to mx plus c, y equals mx plus c, alright? So these two are straight lines. Now, if I were to draw this out, I'll roughly get a line like that. See, positive gradient 2, okay, 2 is a positive gradient. Then the y-intercept is 1, right? So you look something like that, okay? I just want to illustrate something to you. You don't really have to know how to draw this for this question. Y equal minus x plus 4. Okay, minus x means minus 1. The gradient is negative, so you'll be going down this way. And it cuts the y-axis at 4, which means that you'll be somewhere around here. Okay, so this will be 4, y-intercept 4. And the gradient is negative. So this is what I will get if I were to draw this graph out. Now, the answer for solving this simultaneous equation would be x equals to something and y equals to something. Okay, what's the x value? Very simple. At the point where the two lines cut each other, you drop a dotted line down to the x-axis, and that will be your x value. Let's say, example, we just anyhow write one answer, okay? Let's say this is 3. Alright, let's say this is 3, then your x value will be 3. If you drop or draw a dotted line horizontally across to the y-axis, if this is 2, oh sorry, this is minus 1. If this is 2, then your y answer will be 2. So that is how you solve simultaneous equations using graphical method. That's what we learned in chapter 1. Okay, you have to understand this in order to do question 6 of your chapter 5 homework assignment. Okay, now chapter 6, they've already drawn this for you. This is a curve. Why is this a curve? Because it's in the form y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c, you see? Where a is 2, b is minus 3, c is minus 7, right? Now, they have also drawn for you, okay, so this is the curve already drawn for you, they're very nice to you. And you can see that the y-intercept is at minus 7. Take note that 2 boxes represent 1 unit, okay? So you have to see carefully. Different questions, the boxes will represent different units. So in this question, 10 boxes represent 5 units. So each box is actually 0.5. 2 boxes, then is 1. So this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Alright? And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to know how to read the graph carefully. And for the x-axis, 10 boxes represents 1 unit. That means each small box is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, all the way until 1. Alright? Have to be very careful when you read graph. Now this other graph that they're drawn for you is in the form y equals to mx, you see? So it's minus 2x plus 5, which means the y-intercept is 5, you see? The line cuts the y-axis at 5. Okay? So this is in the form mx plus c. So you have a line cutting a curve here. Okay, so this is an O-level question, but from whatever you have already studied, you should be able to do this question. Now let's look at part A. Explain why the equation 2x squared minus 3x minus 7 equals to k does not have any solution for some values of k. What does it mean by does not have any solution? Solution means answer, right? So what they're trying to say is there is no answer. That means when you try to solve this, there is no answer. That's what they're trying to ask you. How come this equation has no answer for some values of k? Alright, now let us try to understand this further. I've drawn a replica of this curve here, just a sketch. So this is your wait, I see whether you can see. Yeah, you can see. Okay, this is a curve that I got from here. The line, this line, I am not drawing yet because part A, right, doesn't involve this line. This line is for part B. Okay, so we ignore this line. That's why I didn't draw the line here. Okay, now you have to understand what's going on here. Do you notice that this equation here, 2x squared minus 3x minus 7, is similar to this curve here? 2x squared minus 3x minus 7, right? This is exactly this curve. Okay, so this curve is this equation, y equals 2x squared minus 3x minus 7. Okay, now how about this k? This k is actually another y equals to k. It is a line. I hope you remember. This is a line. Your x-axis is here, or y-axis here, right? It is a line that is horizontal. Okay, so when you have y equals to, let's say 4, then it's here, y equals 3 is here, y equals 2 is here, remember? And if this is your x-axis, any line that is horizontal but below the x-axis will have a negative value here, okay, for this number. So it's minus 2, y equals minus 3, and so on and so forth. Alright, now, which means that this k here, where is it? K here is a number. Okay? And if you to look at what I've written here, this is a curve, this is a line. So they're asking you, are there any values of k, okay, whereby the line, this horizontal line, doesn't cut the curve? Now let's go back to this original diagram here. If you were to look at the diagram, you will find that, okay, if my line is this way, okay, if my straight line is this way, okay, my straight line is this way, okay, I will have some 1 point cutting this line, 1 point cutting this line. The curve will cut this line, the nail clipper, at 2 points, right? Then you have 1 answer, 2 answer. Similarly, when I move down, it will cut at 2 points, right? It will cut until the very lowest point here. Okay, until the very lowest point here. Let me draw here. It will cut exactly 1 point. But after that, if I were to draw any line lower than this line, you will find this curve, any line lower than this curve, you will find that all the values that I draw below this would not cut the curve anymore. And if the line doesn't cut the curve, they don't meet, right? And if they don't meet, then there's no solution, right? So they're just asking you why. For some values of k, it doesn't have any value. So you have to do it this way. Okay, the working here, I'm just trying to show you that actually you're solving simultaneous equations, and then that's how you get this thing here, this equation here. Alright, this is a curve, this is a line. Okay, if you refer to my equation here. Okay, I hope you understand this. Now, how do we do this question then? We have to look at the minimum y value here, and from the solution that I've given you, right? The minimum y value here is minus 8.1. That means anything less than minus 8.1, you will not have any intersection with the curve. Any line that is, okay, so for example, y equals minus 8.2. Will this line minus 8.2 cut the curve? It won't, right? Because it's below the curve. The curve U-turn here. Okay, this is the minimum point. So there's no intersection means no solution. Okay, so you refer to the solution that I've given you. that is exactly what I've written there, okay? Yeah, for any line, I'm just trying to tell you that this is a line, horizontal line, I will put here horizontal line, where k is less than, less than minus 8.1. The line y equals to k, right? K can be any value less than minus 8.1. It will not cut the curve, so no solution. So that's what they want you to explain. Okay? And this is the other working that you need to show. You need to tell people that the minimum y value of this curve, okay, is minus 8.1. See, the minimum value is minus 8.1. No other value smaller, for this curve, I'm referring to this curve, no other value smaller than minus 8.1. Of course, this is an estimate because you are drawing a graph. The real value is actually minus 8.125. But don't worry, okay? Based on this graph, it's about minus 8.1. Okay? Now, that's for part A. If you still do not understand, just let me know. Now, for 8B, 8B is asking you this. The points of intersection of the curve. What curve are they talking about? This curve. Okay? And the straight line. What straight line are they talking about? This line. Okay? Give the solutions of a quadratic equation. Find the quadratic equation giving your answer in the form this one. Okay, so what are they talking about? Actually, what they are trying to tell you is, they're asking you, in simple language, right? They're asking you, hey, if I want to solve this equation, this is the curve, right? If I want to solve this equation and this line, this curve equation, right? And this line, right? Graphically, what should I do? What should I do normally if I give you this kind of question? You have to sub this into that, right? Or this into this, right? That means you sub 1 into 2 lah. So what you do is you do this. Okay? Sub 1 into 2. Correct? That's what you do, right? That's what you did in chapter 1. Okay? Now, do you notice that what they want you to show is in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Your right hand side is equals to 0. Okay? But currently, your right hand side is not equals to 0. So all you need to do for this question is to make the right hand side become equal 0. Now how do you do that? Whatever we've been doing in sec 1 now becomes useful. 5 minus 5, 0, right? Because you want 0, right? You want the right hand side to become 0. So you cannot have this and this here. If you minus 5 on the right, you must minus 5 on the left. Okay, so I do this to the number, do this to the number. Now, minus 2x, I don't want minus 2x to be here. How do I remove minus 2x? I go and do the opposite. I add 2x on the right. If I add 2x on the right, I must add 2x on the left. Okay, now effectively, the right hand side is now 0. Okay, now what I need to do is to work out the, this is the left hand side. And I'll get this. Oh, that is in this form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. See? You're done already. Now, they did not ask you for value of a, value of b, value of c. So this is your answer. Okay? That's all. But if they ask you for, if they say, oh, find the value of a, b, c, then you just say a equal 2, b equal minus 1, c equals minus 12. Alright? Okay, that's all. Thank you.